Today, I play every version of Minecraft from 1.20 all the way down to 1.0, and my goal is to just eat a singular apple in survival mode for each of these updates. How I was going to do it was just go in and break leaves until I find an apple, because they will drop from the leaves, or I can use other ways to find apples such as villages or other generated structures, but you'll just have to find out how I get each individual apple throughout the history of Minecraft, throughout every single update that has come out. So let's just get straight into it, going from 1.20 and working all the way down to 1.0, and here's 1.20. So how this is going to work is I'm going to just create a brand new world for each of these versions and just do survival, normal, go straight in and try to get an apple as soon as possible, and then move on to the next version going backwards throughout the series. So here we are in 1.20. And how this is going to work is I'm just going to start breaking these leaves until I get an apple, and this might take a little while for each one, but I'm pretty sure it's a 0.5% chance of happening. So 1 in every 200 leaves an apple will come out. No luck yet after I feel like already 50 leaves have been broken. In theory, it could be quicker to just break the wood and then let the leaves fall down automatically and hope that apple comes from one of those, but I feel like it kind of defeats the purpose. There we go, there's our first apple, and I have to burn a little bit of our food bar, and then I can finally eat it, and we'll already be 1/20th of the way there. There we go, we have a half food bar empty, and there's 1 out of 20 done. So now we're moving on to 1.19. I'm hoping to spawn near a village, because most of the time the villages will have chests with apples inside, which may take off some of the time to just break those oak leaves over and over again to find an apple. Here we are in our 1.19 world, and once again I'm just going to scan around for a village real quick, but I doubt there is one. Yeah, it just looks like water all around, so we'll just start breaking all these leaves once again. I'm starting to feel like I got really lucky in the last update 1.20, because I've already broken enough leaves as the last update, and I had already gotten the apple by now, but I still haven't yet. And that concludes my 4th tree I've broken, so this doesn't look well. Hopefully I'm just getting unlucky and it won't be like this every single update. Done with my 5th tree, and I still haven't gotten anything yet. There we go, there's our apple on our 6th tree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th tree. And now I just have to sprint a little bit to break down my hunger and then eat it, and we'll be done with 2. And there we go. Now we're moving on to 1.18. 18 more updates left to go. For the most part, it's going to be a lot of the same in terms of apples and their updates, because really regular apples have been left untouched. For the last 20 updates, they got added before the game was even released, and they basically have stayed the same ever since. Of course, I spawn without any trees in the distance that I can see, but here's one finally, but it's too high up to reach. So I'll just look for a forest real quick. Finally, here's a singular tree, so let's hope that I get an apple off rip. And I did come up short on the first oak tree. I'm pretty sure the acacia trees don't drop apples, so I'm gonna have to keep looking for more oak trees. Here we go, here's at least 2 more. 2 trees down, still nothing. There's my 3rd tree down over there, and we're moving on to the 4th one. 7 trees down, there we go. Finally, on our 8th tree in 1.18, we find an apple, and we've already run about 4 miles, so our health bar is depleted, and we can go ahead and eat it immediately. Now we're moving on to 1.17, as we have 3 out of 20 updates done. Here we go, hopping into our 1.17 world, and immediately we spawn inside of a jungle, which is good for us because there's plenty of leaves to break, although I'm not sure if jungle leaves can spawn apples if you break them. I'm just going to move out of this jungle biome and find some different oak trees instead. I think this is the jungle temple up here. I feel like there might be some at the bottom. And we do not get an apple. I'm pretty sure it has like a 1 in 3 chance of spawning in a jungle chest, and we just got unlucky. Feels like this jungle biome is going on forever. I just hope that this one drops an apple so we can move on from the stupid jungle biome. There we go. We got an apple from this tree, which I'm glad because I don't know where another oak tree is. And that's 1.17. You just saw I ate it. So now we're moving on to 1.16. Okay, here we are in 1.16, and luckily we're out of the jungle biome and we have plenty of oak trees to break. I keep waiting for one of these updates where I just have to break one tree or even one block and I get apple right off the bat. But that hasn't happened yet. The fastest it has definitely been 1.20, the very first one we did. And that's 4 trees done. I know it's a 0.5% chance of, or 1 in 200 of an apple dropping out of the leaf, but I also feel like we've been getting very unlucky because there should have been at least a couple times yet where we've gotten it sooner than we have. A lot of the time it's taken at least like 10 or 5 trees just to get one apple. There we go. Now we got an apple on, what was that? The 6th tree on 1.16. Now I just need to sprint a little bit to get my food bar down. Once I eat this apple, we'll be 5 out of 20 or 25% done with this challenge. Okay, 25% done, and now we're moving on to 1.15, and we're slowly getting older and older, closer to 1.0. 1.15 is up next, and it looks a lot different. The main menu, the create new world, has changed a lot, and even just 5 updates. Of course, we spawn in an acacia tree biome, so we're just gonna have to run around a little bit. Well, here's a couple oak trees scattered around, so I can just use some of those for now. No apples on the very first tree, but that's to be expected. Seems like I'll never get that luck back from the very first one. Still nothing on the 3rd tree. If I don't get it on this next tree, this will probably be the longest it's ever taken so far. Yeah, 1.15 is not going down without a fight. That's about 6 trees, and I've covered a lot of ground since I started this world. Another one down and still no apple. There we go. I felt like I've broken a lot more than 200 leaves, but we finally get it after going on a mountain adventure. 6 down, 14 more to go, and we're on to 1.14. Right now, I'm just hoping for a better outing on 1.14. Maybe I can get it on the first tree. That's my goal for this whole entire video, is just one update where I can get it on the very first tree. Perfect, we spawn right next to one. I can immediately go to work and hopefully get it right now. Oh my gosh, the apple on, what was that? The 10th leaf, I got an apple. And that's probably a good thing because we are on a pretty small island with about 3 trees, so if I didn't get it then, I'm not sure what I was gonna do, but now of course I have to burn some energy and make it so that I can actually eat the apple. This would almost be a good survival island map if you watched my last video. There we go. So that's probably our quickest one to date. 1.14 got out very quickly. So now we're on to 1.13. Here we are in 1.13, the aquatic update, and the first thing I noticed is that I'm pretty sure the leaves look different because all I've done is just stare at leaves this whole time. Hopefully we can get through this pretty quickly and fly through the rest of these updates because the first 7 have taken a little bit longer than I expected. We didn't get it on the first tree like last time, but I can't ask for that every time. I'm just glad I got it once. I'm not sure exactly if birch trees drop apples, but I'm not gonna risk my time, and it doesn't matter anyway because we got it on the, now I just need to burn off some of this hunger bar. So the past 2 updates have gone by very fast, so hopefully we can continue this train all the way through 1.0. And there we go, that's 1.13 wrapped up and on to 1.12. Here we are in our 1.12 world, and hopefully we can continue this streak of luck that we've had, starting out with this fine oak tree right here. There we go, an apple on our very first tree once again, so that's 3 in a row where we've gotten it very, very fast. And now I just have to burn off some health bar real quick. Alright, now we're on to 1.11. As we go back in time, the world start to look more and more basic like they used to look a long time ago. Looks like we're going to be on another island, so let's hope that our luck doesn't run out. So 2 trees down and no apple yet, but we still have plenty more trees to go through. Here we go, here's an apple on our 3rd tree. So that's decent for our standards right now. I just feel like we got very unlucky on the first couple. And with that, I am halfway through the challenge with now that I'm done with 1.11, and now we just have 1.0, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and so on, all the way up to 1.10 left. 1.10, and we immediately spawn in a swamp biome. And once again, I'm not sure exactly if these trees drop apples, and I'm just not willing to risk it, so I'm just gonna run around a little bit and try to find a plains biome or a forest biome with just regular oak trees. Here we go. Here's a regular oak tree biome. So I'll just start with this one. I keep waiting to find a village somewhere in one of these seeds, but I still haven't yet. And it's not really worth my time to go searching for one when I could just be breaking leaves, even if it's boring. So 3 trees down and still no apple. Hopefully our luck doesn't run out on this one. The hunger seems to be going down a lot faster in this version than a lot of the other ones. I haven't even gone as long as some of the longer ones, and yet I still only have 4 hunger bars left. 4 trees down and still no sign of an apple. There we go, finally an apple. I was worried I was gonna die of hunger, but now I can eat this apple and be done with 1.10. Moving on to 1.9. Here is our 1.9 world, and oh, I see a village over there, so that's gonna be good for our challenge because there might be apples in the chests. So no chest in here. Hopefully there's one over here. Nope. 1 house left and 1 opportunity. And no chest in here either. And would you look at that, I only have 4.5 hunger bars left, which something must have changed between I think 1.11 and 1.10 because now I just lose. Oh wow, second leaf, I get an apple insanely quick. Even if I didn't go in at the village, I got one right off the bat on the very first tree I touched. So that's a quick one, and we're on to 1.8. Here we go. In a birch forest right now, but I'm sure that there are oak trees somewhere around. All the way over there in the distance, I guess that's where I'm gonna go for now. Maybe we can get as lucky as last time to get an apple on the first tree, but I'm not expecting to. So we didn't get as lucky as last time. We went through the first tree without getting an apple. But second tree, the second leaf on the second tree, here we go, and we got one. Our luck has definitely turned upwards from the beginning of the video, and now we're rolling on to 1.7. And here's our 1.7 map, and it seems like we're on a deserted island with not a single tree in sight, along with another sandy island over there, but that doesn't help much. Just ocean all around, bright blue. I guess my only option really is to swim and try to find land because I stated in the rules that I just have to use whatever seed it gives me. So I guess I'll see you when I reach another point of land. Okay, there's some trees over there. It'll just take a while to swim all the way over there. Finally, we reach the land and I can get to work breaking these leaves. 2 trees down and yet no apples. There we go, an apple on our, I think, 5th tree in 1.7. And once I eat this, we only have 6 more updates left, so we're almost there. A perfect spawn for our 1.6 seed, as we have plenty of oak trees straight ahead of us, but hopefully we only have to use 1 today. We didn't get lucky on our first tree today as no apple fell. There we go, an apple, 1.6 done, only 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0 left. Here we are in 1.5. And I just looked something up that kind of throws the video off, and that is only in 1.0 you can't get apples in survival because they don't drop from trees. So that part of the video I'll have to figure something out, but for now, up until then, we can still get apples from trees. However, there are no trees because I'm in the desert and I have to find an oak tree biome somewhere around here. It seems like this spruce forest biome is just going on forever. I can't seem to find a single biome other than this that has oak trees in it. Finally, I see a plains biome, but there might only be a couple oak trees. So here are the oak trees after a long hike. So I'm hoping that I can get the apple pretty quickly because I've already spent a lot of time just looking for the trees. And the very first tree we got an apple, so maybe they were nice to me today. And I got lucky, so now we can move on to 1.4. Perfect, another treeless world all around me. So once again, I'm gonna have to go on a hike to just try to find a couple oak trees that I can get the leaves from. And looks like another island in the middle of nowhere. Either I got really unlucky or that's just how the seeds work back then. Another long swim ahead of me, especially seeing as fast swimming wasn't added until 1.13. So it does look like there's a singular tree on top of this island. Maybe we'll get really lucky and won't have to keep going after I get the leaves from this tree. Yep, all around is just ocean and then a single island with a single tree waiting for me to get the apple from it. And the last leaf, I guess I'll break the one on top if I can. And there's no apple. The one tree and there's no apple, so I guess I'll just have to set out and look for another one. Looking back, I probably should have made a boat with the oak wood I had, but it's a little too late now. Finally, there's land, and it is a jungle biome, but I'm just glad I'm gonna be out of this ocean in a second. And I'm finally here. You don't know how long I've been swimming for, about probably 9 minutes. just across the huge ocean. Yeah, here is an oak tree, so I'll just break every single leaf here and hope that I get an apple. No apple yet, and this challenge has turned very tedious in a hurry. And it's becoming night, which means that the monsters will come out, and I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna deal with them yet. Hopefully I can just get this apple right now and move on to the next update. The biggest thing here is to not die, because if I do, I will be reset all the way back to that island I started on without any trees in the distance, and I'll have to swim all the way back over here. So I need to get it quick, or I just need to avoid monsters until the morning. There we go. Finally an apple just before all the monsters come out, and I can eat that real quick, and we're on to 1.3. Only 2 left because I decided that 1.0 is impossible, so we're just gonna omit it from the video and just do 1.1 and higher. 1.3, and finally we just get a normal world with plenty of land and plenty of oak trees right off the spawn. There we go, I already got an apple on our second tree, and we only have 2 left after this, 1.2 and 1.1, and now I just need to eat this apple so we can move on. There we go. Only 2 left till we can complete this. In a snowy biome, but that's fine because I can see oak trees off in the distance, so I just need to run over there real quick. There we go. An apple, eat it real quick, and now we only have 1 left. This final stretch is going probably pretty fast, so I just need to end it quick. Next update. Who would have guessed I spawn in another snowy biome, and once again I have to run around and search for an oak tree biome. Here are the oak trees that I'm going to be using, and hopefully those are the last ones I use this whole entire video. No luck on our first 2 trees, and there's our last apple we're gonna get in this video, and we'll eat it real quick, and there's the end of the challenge. If you watched this far, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.